It starts with you, and it's about how can you use you, being you, as part of your marketing. Not trying to be like everybody else, but showing your personality, using that to your advantage. Being a little bit quirky, being a little bit personal. That's the number one thing we have as self-employed service professionals, is that we build a relationship with our clients. We can afford to be personal. We don't need to have automated email funnels and artificial intelligence to try to connect with people. I mean, that's for big businesses trying to be personal. We're small businesses. We get to be personal. We can make that decision to actually connect with people and build relationships. And it's your greatest skill. It's your greatest advantage as a self-employed person, is that you do get to be you.
Hi everyone, welcome to Fuel Radio. My guest today is Patty Kay. I can't remember where I saw this, but somehow, maybe on Facebook or something, that Patty had released a book. And I immediately knew that I had to talk to her about it because I love her approach to marketing. And I've talked to several people who have been clients of hers and have had great success. So I'm sure the book's going to be a success and is really going to help people. And so welcome to Fuel Radio, Patty.
Thank you, Rod. I'm super delighted to be here. Well, I would describe myself as a business coachsultant. It's a combination of business coaching and consulting. And what I do is I help my clients get super clear about who they're selling to, what their product or service is, and how to explain it in a way that gets their clients to listen, understand, and buy.
I like that term. What did you say? Coachsulting?
Coachsultant.
Coachsultant, yeah.
I actually do more consulting type of work, but because I work with teeny tiny, like self-employed individuals, they don't hire consultants, they hire coaches. So that's what I refer to myself as. But absolutely, it is the wording. It's if you can't describe what it is that you do, it's really hard for somebody to buy it. I still do that. And in fact, I'm 100% focused on doing those things. The first one being figuring out a good business model. How are you going to package your services? How do you put it together? How do you create something that goes in a box labeled the answer to your problem or the solution to getting what you want for your clients? It's key. If you find yourself in a position where you're having to convince or persuade somebody to buy something, then that's where the problem is. Create something that they want to buy, and your marketing problem pretty much disappears. It seems obvious when you say it out loud, but we get caught up in that. And a lot of what we're taught is that marketing is about convincing, it's about persuading, it's about influencing. And in a lot of cases, it's about psychologically manipulating people. It's about tricking. And it's like, alternately, you can sell something that people actually want to buy, and you can find the target audience, like your market, your niche, your ideal clients, whatever you want to call them, the people who are actually looking for what you have. They want it. If they knew that you had it, they would buy it from you. It makes the whole situation easier. It's not sexy. It's fundamental and kind of foundational level, but it's the key. You know where that comes from? It comes from people trying to sell something that people don't actually want. I took some sales training in the 80s that was scarring. It was horrible. They actually gave us this advice. Be so annoying and persistent that people would rather buy from you than spend another minute with you.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm like, no. But I found some good resources, and I learned about ethical sales and marketing. And when I figured it out, it was like, oh, this isn't so hard. Or even do all the talking. I had it in my head that good salespeople had what my mom called the gift of the gab.
Right.
And it's not true. If you find yourself doing all of the talking during a sales conversation, you're doing it wrong. It really is. It's about asking questions. It's about finding out what somebody needs. What's the real problem? It's about figuring out for yourself, is this a good fit? Can I really help this person? And it's all about questions. It has a lot more to do actually with coaching and counseling than with presenting. Yeah, I was afraid of doing it too. And that's why I did it actually. I'm like, I'm going to get past this fear of speaking on video. I found that I was making decisions for marketing my business based on what I was afraid of, what was comfortable for me versus what was really needed to be done. And I'm going to get rid of all of those things I'm afraid of. And video is the first one I'm taking on.
Good.
And surprise, I actually like it. Once I got past the horrible nerves, but I gave myself a really easy bar to clear. I show up and do the video, yay me. That's all. I just have to show up. It doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be downright awful. As long as I show up and do it, I pass. So. I think being conversational and not being grammatically correct is part of what makes videos appealing. I know when I watch a video and somebody is reading it,
right,
they've lost me.
Yeah.
And I've had that feedback that people don't notice when I say and on. I feel like I'm rambling and they're like, no, you're fine. And I'm like, okay. But as far as I'm concerned, it's as close as I can get to having a conversation with somebody. I'm just talking to somebody across my desk and I'm going to say what I'm going to say, just like they would in a conversation. Funny you should ask. Because my why is directly related to what you said about holding back of sharing of the information because you wanted to make it perfect. And my purpose in life, I believe that the answers to all of our problems in the world are locked up inside of people who are not sharing what they know with the world. So my purpose, my why, I actually have it written out on a poster in front of me, and it is to inspire people to show up, to speak up, and to contribute their gifts to the world. It's related to my business, and this is me leading by example. It's why I'm doing Facebook live video posts. It's like, if I'm asking others to do it, I need to do it too. The world is being run by people who are overconfident in their thinking. And I think that a lot of the people who are shyer and less confident and they aren't out there saying what they think, they're the ones that have actually given some thought to things. They've thought things over. They've done the research. And a fellow once said to me, only the competent doubt their competence. We tend to be the ones that hold back. We doubt our ideas because we're actually considering them from all angles, and we're really digging in, and what we want to share or what we have to share is well thought out. And then we don't say anything because we're not confident. And I think we need to step up. I think everybody needs to step up and say what they think and contribute to the world in the way that they were meant to do.
Well, really, one of the main reasons we got together was to talk about your book, and you just mentioned it there, so that's great. Thank you for providing that transition. And I haven't read the book. I just heard about it. So the book is called The U-Shaped Business.
Well, I would say that the first piece of that is to think about the people who really need your help. And who really want what you have to offer. The reality is, especially for the people I work with, self-employed professionals, we have a limited amount of bandwidth. Even if what I could do could help everybody in the world, I cannot possibly set up 7 billion appointments. I don't think the software I use allows for that. So, it's about choosing who you want to work with. It's about choosing the kinds of people who can really benefit from what you do. In my world, that looks like creating an ideal client profile, which is not based on demographic information like how old they are or what gender they are. It's based on more of their worldview, their values, finding people that you're aligned with, and most especially finding people who actually need your help, value it, and are looking to buy. It can be really tempting. Anytime I walk into a networking event, I see a room full of people who have basically self-selected that, hey, I'm here because I need more business. There's no other reason to spend your Wednesday night at a networking event unless you do. I look around there and I go, wow. Like when I first started, I'd look and go, wow, everybody here needs me. And then I'd hear them do their introduction. And I'm like, whoa, they need me bad. But it's not true. It's just not true. Some of them don't want the help. They're not looking for it. Some of them aren't serious about their business. Some of them think they're doing just fine. And I'm wasting my breath trying to convince people that they need some help. I would rather do something educational and have the people say, hey, wow, that's really good. Can you help me do that? Well, I called it the U-shaped business for a reason. Most business and marketing books, advice even in general, sound a lot like identify a good market, find out what other people want, and then develop something that meets that need. Mine starts from the inside out. It begins with, what is it that you want to do in the world? What's your skill? What's your talent? What's your purpose? You know, what do you want? And it starts there. And then yes, for the marketing, you need to look outside, but figure out your service first. This is not about it's not about making a logical decision about, oh, you've got, you could go after this market or that market, and then to say, oh, I see, the best business for me is selling vacuum cleaners, even if you have no passion around vacuum cleaners. So it starts with you, and it's about how can you use you, being you, as part of your marketing. Not trying to be like everybody else, but showing your personality, using that to your advantage. You know, being a little bit quirky, being a little bit personal. That's the number one thing we have as self-employed service professionals, is that we build a relationship with our clients. We can afford to be personal. We don't need to have automated email funnels and artificial intelligence to try to connect with people. I mean, that's for big businesses trying to be personal. We're small businesses. We get to be personal. We can make that decision, actually connect with people and build relationships. And it's your greatest skill. It's your greatest advantage as a self-employed person, is that you do get to be you. So I know I have to build up a relationship with people, but I've got my foot in the door with a few people. And I'm like, wow, it's so great that you're the kind of person who is willing to do that, to go out and make those contacts. And she says, I didn't want to. She says, I was scared. I had to decide what's more important, being comfortable or looking after my business. And it's just, we turned that thing around really quickly, because she was willing to do the scary things involved in making it work. And she stopped doing, it's easy to go to a business networking event. It's welcoming, and people will hug you and they'll be happy to see you, but they're not going to buy from you. It was hard to go and introduce herself to some other business owners who could help her, but she got the help. They did support her. She ended up getting something like 46 new clients in a very short period of time, because she found the right people. And she did the things that she needed to do in order to make it work. And that's really, it's not hard. The practicalities of how to market your business, how to get clients, is not hard. The hard part, in my estimation, is making yourself do the things that lie on that path between where you are now and where you want to go. You can learn what you need to learn about marketing through my book, or through any one of a gazillion other books. Follow any decent book about marketing and do what it says, and it'll work. The hard part's doing what it says.
Congratulations on getting the book done and getting it out there. And I know from personal experience and from talking to people who have worked with Patty that she's the real deal. And I wish you every success. So you mentioned it, the book's available on Amazon. Is there any other way that people can get it? Or yes. Tell us what we can do to get the book.
The book is available on Amazon. If you go to my website, Patty K, that's PATTYK.com, there's a link. There's a link for the book, and there's all kinds of videos and blog posts and stuff like that. Lots of free information as well. So.